Hey friends, it's Teresa Crane with Jeremiah Dreams. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, you guys, I'm in a different location in my house. Make sure I'm straight. Um, this canvas is so large that I decided to bring it into my living room. And I have a little breakfast area uh, section, just a small table in my living room, kind of near the back deck and everything. And I decided I probably need to do this in there. So I'm on StreamYard tonight, so I can show you up close and personal. You can see better. There's no other way to do this. So as you join, please grant StreamYard permission. Say hello. And there's a shadow on my face because of the way I've had to arrange everything. So, hey, my friend Rena, how are you? Can you hear okay? Because I want to make sure everything is coming through, even though I'm in a different little place in my house. I want to make sure everything is good. Um, so I see a few of you joining me, and that is awesome. I am always so glad to see y'all hang out with me. I've had a long day, not a bad day, just a long day. And I just need to come hang out with you guys. So I'm excited about tonight. Um, let's see. Let's go ahead and let me start. I'm going to cut up some more of these little papers because I have some mystery happy mail I want to send. So, Roger that. All right, Rena. Thank you, girl. Roger. I love that. And so, on this page, and everybody's a little bit different. I'm trying to figure out where to put the things. Everybody's a little bit different, but here, if you tell your friends, we call it painting the blessings. And if you paint the blessings, let me know in the comments that you did that. And if you enjoy what you see here, hit that heart emoji. And if you do, let me know that you've done that because I want to write down your name for each thing. And this helps me figure out who to send happy mail to. And I'm just going to cut up a few more of these just in anticipation of needing a lot of them. So I hope you guys had a great day. Like I said, I've had a full day, a long day, a busy day, and the day is done, and I'm really glad. So I'm ready to paint. I'm ready to de stress. Not that it was real stressful, it's just tiring. It was a tiring day because it was busy. Hey, my friend Teresa, how are you? It was a long, tiring day. But listen, I'm going to go ahead while y'all are hopping on and um, doing the things that you feel led to do when it comes to painting blessings and hearts and all of that. So if you do it, be sure and tell me in the comments because when I go back and try to figure out who did all the things, depending on your privacy settings, I may not be able to tell. So Teresa has painted blessings. I'm going to go ahead and jot her name down. And hearts. Because I have some, I went shopping, almost wrote down my own last name forevermore. So I'm going to change the C to I. I'm so sorry, Teresa. That's why I'm multitasking and it shows. And the neurons are not very strong right now. Um, so I went shopping today for Happy Mail items and I got some cool things. And so I am excited to share those things with you guys. All right, Miss Teresa, I got you down, sister. Okie dokie. Make sure I'm not missing anyone. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen so you can see what's happening. And I want to work on this section tonight. And let me try to shift this just a hair. It's big. It's really big. And not bump all the things. And hopefully get this to where y'all can see what's going on. So this is the first bluff that I'm gonna do. Oh, here's Winifred. You're gonna catch me on the replay because you're watching your niece play in a symphony. Oh, how exciting! Yes, ma'am. You go pay attention to her. That is very important. Rena did blessings and hearts. Thank you, my friend. I'm gonna write you down. This is quite an undertaking, but I'm just going to take it one little section at a time and just see how it all works out. Miss Rena. I just want y'all to know I appreciate y'all doing this. It makes a big difference with all the things, the algorithms and the things y'all hear us talk about all the time. You are very welcome, Miss Winifred. Best of luck to your niece, and I know she'll play beautifully, but many blessings to her. Just enjoy. Enjoy. All right. Let's see here. I want to get started on this bluff. And y'all, it has been quite the undertaking figuring out where to get the lights and getting all my supplies in here. And I hope I've got everything. If not, we'll just make the best of it. So I see in my picture, and let me show you this picture again, what I'm using as my resource. Let me turn it around right here. This is my resource right here. There's my friend Christine. Oh, she said she did hearts. Okie doke. Let me write you down, sister. Whoops, get my pen to work. I got you down, Christine. All right. So this is kind of what I'm using as my reference. And there's a lot of different colors going on in here. So I'm going to pull, I think I need to pull definitely some blacks and some dark browns. Probably some lighter, almost peachy, orangey looking thing. Very copper. Copper is a much better word. I need to pull in some copper. So let me go ahead. I'm going to get my white because we'll use that to dilute down a color. Okay. I'm going to get some black. So how have y'all been today? Did you have a good day? Oh, hey, Rhonda. Yes, ma'am. So the hearts thing, Facebook is paying attention to the emojis that are down by the comment bar, and they are recognizing that if those are hit multiple times or several times, then it validates you as a business page and that you are engaging with your audience, and it helps the reach for your lives and stuff. So it's all a piece of the puzzle, so to speak. So if you like what you see and you are enjoying what you see, hit the hearts emoji below and let me know that you did that. Teresa painted canvases today. Girl, you're going to have to go in the group and show us. So when you let me know that you did hearts, I want to write down your name because I have Happy Mail that I want to send. And this helps me determine, I have to be careful with my words, determine who to send the Happy Mail to. So at the end of the evening, I'm going to put all of your names together and one will be selected. I guess this may be an okay word. Oh, my nose is itching. I don't mean talking code, but y'all, they will literally put you in Facebook jail if you don't comply. And so I'm trying to love on my people, but not get in trouble because they're worried about the audience being incentivized. And we don't want to do that, but yet I want to have a relationship with you all at the same time. So it just makes it very, very hard. Okay. So I actually have a terracotta color that I'm going to use as kind of the copper thing. And let me show you. These are the colors that I've got so far. I'm going to go ahead and pull in a dark brown. And I've got kind of a reddish dark brown here. It's called rich brown. And it's wanting to be contrary. So that's a pretty good start, I think, on some colors. So I'm going to pull this over here. Hey, Sarah, you sent hearts? Oh, girl, I am going to put your name in here. So Rhonda Rawson, I am absolutely going to put your name in here, Sarah. Sarah went to school with my daughter, and this is a funny story. Let me write these down real quick because apparently I'm having problems multitasking tonight, and it has to do with my long days. Rhonda, I had to. I ran out of room for your whole last name, but I know who you are, sister. Um, so I will never forget after the kids were grown and I had to go to CVS to get a script filled. Oh, Rhonda, listen, girl, I'm going to if your name is pulled, I am going to send you happy mail. Don't you worry. It's a fun little something, nothing major, but it's just fun, y'all. It's fun to get happy mail, isn't it? And I just want you to know I appreciate you. So I went to CVS to pick up a script, and I pulled to the drive-through window, and this young lady opens the door or the window and says, "What's your name and your date of birth?" So I share all that information, and she says, "Miss Teresa, I've always loved your chocolate chip pancakes." And I said, "Thank you, and you are." And so when she told me, I was like, "Oh, Sarah." All these years later, she remembered chocolate chip pancakes I always made for kids when they came to my house and spent the night. Because I always made my pancakes from scratch and I always put chocolate chips in them. So that's the little thing with Sarah. She's precious. So precious. All right. I've got Miss Sarah down. I think I got everybody so far. So I'm going to check in again. I'm going to just kind of keep them right here and then we're going to get to painting. So let me get my brush. I'm not entirely sure which size I want to use. It's always wiser to go small and then work larger. So I'm going to put my little reference over out of the way. I'm going to thin down my paint just a little bit, just so it's not so thick. This has had plenty of time to dry and cure, so I have a great surface to begin painting on. Oh, girl. Thank you, Sarah. Still her favorite. Oh, Rena saw Baxter fly by. Oh, listen, him and the kitties. I'm telling you, they're playing and having the typical dog cat relationship tonight. Okay, so I'm going to put in some of these darker colors first that are the depth of it all. And even though I'm using this as a reference, I'm just going to kind of make this up as I go. And because it's going to be my own, I just want to kind of see what things are shaped like, the colors of them. And some of these may be toned down as we go along too. But these are representing the deepest crevices of some of the areas. There's just some interesting shapes. When you start breaking down a picture by shapes and colors and sections, it's just really interesting. You stop looking at it as a whole, but you really start looking at it as individualized sections. So we're just kind of laying in some of that groundwork. And I'm just going to go right through here. Seems to be a very prominent aspect to this bluff. And this will change, as I go along. There'll be other little additions and adjustments, and these are just the deepest, darkest points that I'm seeing in my reference. There's a lot of interesting shapes in here. Oh, there's Socks. She's saying hi. You hear? She thinks she needs to be in my lap, but this is not the time for her to be in my lap. Miss Ann says, "Hey, I can't wait to see this one finish. It's going to be awesome. You're painting blessings and hearts." Oh, thank you, Miss Ann. Girl, I can't wait to see it either. Y'all just never know. All right, Miss Ann, I'm going to write down your name real quick. Make sure my little brush doesn't flip out onto the carpet. That would not be good. This black paint. Y'all, when Baxter got a hold of that green bottle the other day, he did. He got some green paint on my carpet, which my carpet is old and about shot. I need to have it pulled up and replaced. I was putting it off. I wasn't ready to go down that expensive road, but it just may be sooner than later. You just got to do those things sometimes. All right, Miss Ann, I got you down, girl. All right. And I got a little bit of white on here. So let me rinse my brush real quick. get that off. Okay. Because I like to start with the darkest colors first and work forward to the light. That's just my preference. And I'm just looking at this, trying to figure out some other deep recesses and kind of what they're doing. And some of them I'm just going to dot in. This is going to be interesting, I think, to see. Y'all have never done this. Once again, y'all are with me on a new journey. I've never done a DesertScape, but this is going to be interesting. And I know that my painting doesn't have to be entirely like the reference. However, I am trying to glean from it several shapes and indications. Rhonda, spread the blessings. Thank you, my friend. Peroxide on my carpet. That's a great idea. I will try that. I thought I had it all up and then I discovered another one. I'm like, boy, you and your curiosity. All right, Miss Rhonda. I got you down, girl. Y'all make a difference. I want you to know that. You make a difference. Thank you so much. Okay. So let me now, I've got some of these key areas, and there's going to be more, but I don't really know where to go with them right now. I'm just looking through here to see what makes sense. I'm going to, probably my next darkest color is going to be this brown, and I'm actually going to keep this black that's on my brush. I'm not going to clean it off, and I'm just going to mix it into the brown so I get a little bit darker brown. Just one grade darker, not much. And let me show you just in case. I know I forgot to put it in front of the camera. I don't know if you can see, there probably is a lot of glare, but I'm going just a little bit darker with that brown. All right, so I'm going to start laying in. I'm not entirely sure, but we're just going to take a stab and go like this. And you know how it is. If I do something, I'm not happy with it, we just paint on over it. And the nice thing about this kind of escape is everything is just kind of uneven, and it's not going to hurt anything if there's just other shapes and interesting things going on in there. There's no right or wrong here. But I do want it to be believable. So I'm just laying in some of these darker areas. And even in around some of this black, I believe that there's some of this darker brown as that deep crevice kind of opens up and pans out. And I'm just kind of spreading it on out, just bringing those colors till it kind of fades one into the other. And then we'll be adding more color on top of that too. So I'm not too worried right now about it being just perfect right through there. Okay. Get some more of this brown. Add some of these lines and keep them uneven. So tell me what y'all been doing. What was your day like today? I think I am going to go right along these deep crevices and add some of this darker brown just to help with that depth. And I'm trying to use even some of the color that is still on my brush. Let's see here. What do I want to do next? Still looking like a mess, but it's going to be okay later on. We're going to get there. You know, sometimes when you start doing a project like this and it's not going the way you envision or you want, you start asking yourself, okay, I need to step back and I need to break it down more. What is going on right in this tiny spot? And then you begin to massage that, and then you just have to take it slow. Here's the truth, y'all. And I don't want this to be that kind of project at all. But I was listening to a podcast of some artists the other day talking, entrepreneur artists, and they will say things like how it might take them months to do a project. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I have the patience for that, because I like to see my end result, you know, fairly quick. I don't have to see it immediately, but I have to see the progress. And I don't know. And the OCD in me has a hard time jumping from one thing to the other. Now, I know I've got a few things that I've started, not finished. And part of that may be because I haven't found exactly what is working for me with that piece. And so I will put it away and come back to it. So this is kind of like a great big experiment. Let's see. Christine got her shot today. Good deal, girl. That is good. I hope that gives you some peace and comfort knowing you have that. That's the main thing. Just kind of looking to see what's going on in some of these other sections. And then I'm going to have to see how even the edge, like the skyline, the horizon of this piece, how it looks. And I'm going to next try to define some of the rocks and the rigidity, so to speak, the things that kind of make the different levels in the rocks and the stuff come out. Just looking, sometimes there's darkness beside the depth and sometimes there's light, and I think that's going to make a big difference also. There's a lot of shadow that goes on in this. Is it a bluff? I've been calling it a bluff. I'm assuming that's what you would call it. Okay, I'm going back in and adding just some regular brown in here. Y'all probably think I'm crazy. Whew. I'm kind of wondering if I am too, but it's something I've been really wanting to do. Let me go ahead and pick up some lighter, because I'm seeing it and I'm feeling it. As I go around some of these really dark sections, there are indications of some of this lighter color. And I want to just touch on that. And I'm not going to add it in heavy. So I'm just going to make, it's almost like, you know how, think about the Grand Canyon. So you see all these lines of, and it's water erosion lines, so to speak, because where it's carved into the rock. And I'm seeing so much of that. I want to play on that while I'm here and see it. I don't want to miss it. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of this terracotta, and I want to add some of this in. So have any of you guys ever traveled out west before? Rena says, you do that too. And if I'm not liking it, you just start over. You've had several canvases, or you've reused several canvases. Yes. Christine said she wasn't worried. Guy would have taken care of you. Absolutely, girl. Your husband wanted you to get it done, so that's what you did to make it. Well, that is just fine. I mean, it's every person's individual decision. So you got to do what brings you peace, girl. No, Baxter. No, sir. No, that's not a toy. He's looking at me. What, Mama? He's trying to chew up a brand new gift bag I have sitting over here. And I just quickly set it there just because I needed that bench that was right there. A little toot. Baxter, are you being a toot? Now what have you got? What'd you find? Oh my goodness. He has a little piece of paper from something. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mix. Let me show you. I want to get some of this terracotta and mix it in the white because I'm needing some of these lighter tones. And it's neat how it has all these colors worked through here. These indications of the water. I may have to actually get at a point where I have to blow up this picture that I have so I can really get to some detail. But we'll start here and we'll lay this in and then, you know, take a step back and see, okay, what's needing to be adjusted. Baxter. Oh, he's getting forward. Okay, go ahead. That's okay. Okay. He was trying to get his ball. He was being a good boy. And I didn't clean off my brush in between those colors because I kind of wanted to keep some of that color there. See what y'all are saying. So let's see here. Teresa's been to Colorado, and that's as far west as you've been. Ann says she's been out west. Yes, girl. It is beautiful. It's its own kind of beauty, isn't it? It sure is. And you know, you get out there in some of those mesas and stuff, and it's just full of color. I'm gonna get a little bit of water on my brush. I want to blend just a little bit of this. It may have dried too much, and if it has, I'll just have to lay in some more color so that I have the striping that I'm seeing in this picture, but it's not so stark. So I know it's probably still not as close as you might need it to be. Oh, I do have gold metallic, Rena. I have copper too. I use those in the chapels paintings on the crosses. So those are in the way that the light hits. That's really cool. Y'all, my hair just looks funny. I'm sorry. I've probably had my hands in my hair today is probably what happened. Okay. Up at the top of this bluff is where the light hits it. And you do see some lighter indications. So I'm going to play on that. And I may have to kind of go back and forth between the light and dark. I'm sure that's true. Janet, stark and rugged compared to the eastern mountains, the clear skies add to the color of the rocks. Oh, isn't that the truth? Oh, that is so true, girl. It's pretty fascinating, I think. And once I get some of these other colors laid in, I'll be taking my very fine round brush and really laying in some fine detail. I'm going to blend that a little bit right through there. Y'all know me and the blending thing. All right, let's see what we got now. I'll put in a little bit of some dark right through here. I see another little section right through here. I'm going to touch in with a little bit of black on top of that. Kind of blend it together right through there. I hope this turns out okay. I'm a little nervous. I may be way out of my league here, y'all. I'm gonna give it my best college try. Let's see what else we got going on. It might help me if I go ahead and get my little round brush and lay in some detail up there as I go, because I am seeing it. Get just a little bit and see what happens. Can y'all see okay? I hope so. Let's see. Get a little bit better point going on here. A lot of this is kind of tapping in to get some of the effects. And I'm going to mix in some terracotta now with some of these colors. Can you feel it yet? And it's probably going to be one of those things that I have to do a little bit and then step back and see kind of how I feel. Some more water. Is everybody still here? I'm getting kind of quiet myself, just concentrating on what's happening. I have a very big contrast in color right along through here. that I don't want to miss. Yup, she says. Christine says, yup. I'm going to go ahead and get just a little bit lighter color going on. I'm going to add some of this lighter color right up through here. Some of my paint's trying to dry out on me, so I have to mix it up a little bit. Get some of that water going on in there. So right around this dark area, it's really pretty light. So I'm just going to kind of play on that. I guess it's because it's near the top of this bluff or whatever. But there's like these crevices, and then it's just really a wider color right in through there. Rena said, you'd love to see New Mexico. Texas is as far as you've been. Girl, I actually, when I was right out of high school, before I went into college, I worked out in New Mexico at Glorieta, which was a conference center by the Southern Baptist Convention, and spent the summer out there. It was a very difficult summer that I grew up a lot. And I was a long way away from Western Kentucky. But it was a wonderful experience, and I did grow up a lot that summer. A lot of memories, and it's kind of like one of those things that you live through, and then you're glad when when it's over. Let me go ahead while I'm here. I'm going to add some of this really deep black gently right back in through here because I don't want to lose the depth of that. What do y'all think? Let's see. I'm going to go over here to this brown. I think this actually needs to come over this way a little bit because it's almost like a rock wall kind of thing that's going to take form right through here. And I'm just going to lay in some of this depth. Let me pick up my other brush again. And I think it actually is going to connect. I'm going to add a little terracotta in it with this section here. It's like a rock facing. so to speak, right through here. I like how this terracotta blended with that brown to create that. Raina says it's looking good. Oh, thank you, girl. Man, I feel like I'm out on a limb. Okay, she says Glorietta. They are no more. Ridgecrest is close to you, but they sold it too. I know, girl. Um, I'm actually part of a Glorietta alumni Facebook group, and there's been a lot of discussion about how they sold it, and it's kind of sad. Kind of sad. But I understand. I remember when I was working there, they had music week one week, and they had handbell choirs that came for part of that week, and they would go around the campus. Now, keep in mind, this is in some mountainous area in Glorieta, New Mexico, and they were doing those handbells as they were walking around the campus, and it was just echoing off of the mountains and the walls and the hills, and it was just so beautiful. Just so beautiful. Let's see. So this right here is actually another crevice that's sticking out. I'm going to lay this in so that I don't miss it. I call it a crevice, but it's like another jutting out of the rock. And it's got this light section up here. I'm actually going to pick up some of this lighter terracotta, and I'm going to kind of play into that and add a little more terracotta to it. I'm going to blend it on down into this brown. I'm going to get a little bit lighter. And I'll go back in and deepen some of that black also. So right up through here, see a little indication of some rock coloration going on. And I think I need some of this lighter color right in through here. I'm just going to use what's excess I have on my brush. So, Rena says, you can imagine you play handbells. Well, you try to. That many to get. Oh, it is, girl. I used to do handbells too, and it's fun. It is so much fun. Teresa said you mixed some terracotta with black and got a, ooh, I bet it was pretty, kind of a reddish brown color, I bet. Christine, what was the story? Oh, the story about the police. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Let me just say, I got an apology today. So I'm not gonna name names. I'm not gonna tell you where this was, because I don't want to be accused of bad mouthing anybody. I'm just going to tell you the facts and keep it on the surface. My friend and I went into this store for a specific reason. I knew that they had the mask requirement, and so we wore our masks in. And we had not been there very long. We were waiting for a salesperson to help us, and my mask had slid down below, just right under my nose, but I also have glasses, and my glasses fog up very easily. And the employee quickly jumped on me and told me to get it up over my nose, pretty much. Hey, Winifred. And I said, well, if I do, my glasses fog up and I just can't see. She really didn't care because it was their rule. So I complied. I pulled it up over my nose until she was gone, and there was nobody else, just me and my friend. And then I put it back where I could see again, so my glasses would unfog. That's very important when you wear glasses. So we'd been there a while. My friend made a very good purchase. There were a few things that I needed, and I purchased those. I didn't spend a bunch of money, but there were some essential things that I needed. And all of the cash register area and another section right across from there where their employees assist customers with different aspects. Let me put it this way, because I don't want anybody to put two and two together. That was all plexiglass. And as we were checking out, I looked across the way, and the employee who had fussed at me and other employees did not have their masks on properly. They had them hanging, they had them under their chin, they had them off, and yet they were going to fuss at me. And so I nudged my friend. I said, look over there. And she said, yeah, after they fussed it. Yeah, I said, I know. So we finished our purchase, and they had to go in the back and get her item out of inventory that was boxed up. And she needed to order another part that was going to be like an accessory to go with it. So they had the purchase on a dolly, and she was making those arrangements, and we were just about to leave. Now, we had been there probably 2 hours. This was a big purchase. And I stood beside the door, which was beside this section that was plexiglassed off, where these employees were behind the plexiglass. I was standing at the door because we were about ready to leave. She was just wrapping up this little detail. I took my mask off. There was no one within 6 feet of me. Everyone was behind plexiglass, and I was hot. And so I took my mask off. Immediately, one of those employees jumped up and said, ma'am, you have got to put your mask on. And I said, I'm okay. Because I wasn't close to anyone. And she had to come apart. And before I knew it, and she kept wanting to force me to put my mask on, there was no one close to me. There were not very many people. There were 3 other customers in the entire store, and they weren't even around the section I was in. And I said, we are about to leave, and I'm okay. I'm hot. And she had a complete come apart and said, you have to put that on, and came out of the plexiglass, came within my personal space, opened the door, and attempted to throw me out of the store. And I just looked at her and I said, I'm not stepping out. And she said, you have to leave the building. And I said, I'm not. We are about to leave. She's just finishing this one detail, and I'm hot. And she kept on and she kept on. She said, if you don't comply, we are going to call the police. And I just looked at her and I rolled my eyes. Yes, I did. I did. And then I put my mask back on, because if she's going to involve the law. Well, when I did, she said, oh, no, you have to leave the building. And I said, I'm not leaving. We're almost done. And I will leave when she finishes this little order. Today, I got a phone call of an apology because it was over the top. It was over the top. And this employee made a real scene for nothing. And when I was called today, I said, I get it that everybody's stressed to the max, but we have got to find grace and common sense. And if they're not going to comply with wearing their mask 100% of the time, even behind the plexiglass, I don't see that I violated anything by taking my mask when I was standing right at the door, more than 6 feet away from anyone. So I got an apology today, and I was told that this employee was in the wrong. I had not done anything wrong. They were in the wrong. And it was a very civil conversation. But when we left there, we were laughing about, man, we almost got thrown in jail. But I talked to my son, who is, in academy, police academy, and he said the police would not have come. I mean, and if anything, they might have said you were trespassing at that point, but we were leaving. I'm telling you, we were leaving. It was just crazy. So y'all don't send me a bunch of hate like, no, you should have been arrested. It felt like a bullying situation. And I'm just too old to be bullied. And that's, I think, the deal for me. I felt bullied. And I just don't do well with that. And so I kind of stood my ground. So I don't know. Y'all probably think, well, you were wrong. And, that's okay. It happened. It was what it was. And if she hadn't behaved so, I would have probably been more likely to comply, but it was over the top. So that was the deal. That was the deal. And I never raised my voice. I never got in her face. I just stayed calm and I just said, I'm okay. I'm okay. And no, I'm not going to leave. And even my friend said, man, you stayed calm through that whole thing. I said, well, I could tell my blood pressure was coming up, but I refused to give in. And, but all's well that ends well. It all worked out fine. And I was told that they were in the wrong to go to that degree because it was over the top. So that's the story. Anyway, so I hope y'all are still my friends after I share the story. I'm always a little hesitant, but last night was still so fresh, and I had to process, and I had to laugh it off, and I wanted to talk to my son. It was kind of late before I got to talk to him, and so that's what happened. So I hope y'all don't say, okay, I'm not watching her anymore. I hope y'all still my friends. But that is what happened. Janet says, you're right there with me. Some of those people are so idiotic. Oh, girl, it was over the top. Over the top. I'm glad it's over. But I'm thankful that they agreed that it was not this particular employee, but the owners agreed it was over the top. Ann says, I did well. Oh, girl, I'm so glad. I'm thankful for you, Ann. And, he explained that they had been through a lot with COVID, and that they were very, very sensitive about it all. And I understand that. And I told him that. I said, I get that. I totally understand that. But we've all been through a lot. And you've got to look beyond that sometimes and think about, how are other people feeling? What are they going through in their lives? Christine says, well, at least we didn't see you on YouTube. Oh, how funny. Oh, Christine, you make me laugh. I love you too. Rena says, glad you received an apology. People should be able to use their. Well, y'all, my dad's trying to call me. He usually doesn't call this late at night. So, and we've been on here right about an hour. So on that note, I can't get it to stop. I'm so sorry. Let's just say good night. Oh, Rhonda, yes, let's take care of this. I'll call him back here in just a second. I'm going to put my paint in a sandwich bag so I don't have to waste all this paint. But let's see who I need to send Happy Mail to. So, Rhonda, I need to write you down, girlfriend. Rhonda Chadwick. And Winifred says, you're still my friend. You did the right thing by standing up for yourself. Glad the manager's called. Thank you. Thank you, Winifred. I appreciate that. I didn't want to be ugly about it. I didn't want a great big old scene or anything, but goodness. If I hadn't felt bullied, that might have been different. Okay. So I'm going to fold up the names because I got some happy mail I want to do. So let's just see how this goes. Almost done, girls. And I thought this morning during my quiet time, I thought, what would the Lord have said? What would the Lord have thought about how that all went down? And, I look back on my actions. I didn't sin. And sometimes you just got to take a stand over. I'm just not okay with bullies. And so that's kind of where I was. Okay. So I'm mixing you up and I'm not going to look. Let's see who we got. Okay. Got to close my eyes. I'm mixing it all up really good. And I've got one right here. And who is it? Miss Ann Thornton. I'm going to send you some happy mail, sister. All right. So, Miss Ann, I've got it coming to you, girl. So, I don't think it was too bad. I think we got some good progress done. This is just going to take a while. All right, girls. I am going to sign off and call my dad and see if he's okay and if my stepmother's okay. But we've been on here right at an hour. So it's been an hour well spent. Yay, Miss Ann. I love you guys. Don't you ever forget it. And just know that no matter how much someone here on earth loves you, the Heavenly Father loves you so much more. Just know that. I love you too, Christine. Listen, y'all have a blessed evening. Get some good rest and have a good day tomorrow. And I'm going to see y'all again, okay? All right. I love you guys. Good night.